Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch.
I think it's so important for us to have a very open awareness, come together as a community. There are other people who like this, you're not alone, this is fun, it's creative, and just make new friendships and build that community again.
This episode of Bring Back the Porch brought to you by Bernie Leahy, River Street Realty. Let's get you home.
Welcome to the porch, and I'm here with Stephanie from the library.
Hi.
We're here to talk about something very specific. But first off, what's your role at the library?
My role is the Youth and Community Librarian. I specifically work with our teens, so ages 13 and up, and I also go out into the community to spread awareness about the library. I get to go into the junior highs and high schools. I get to do special events like Spectrum. If you're coming down there to enjoy the festivities, I'll be there with the library booth, signing up people with library cards.
And make a button?
Yes. That is what we're known for. Exactly.
Exactly. So you do the Honeycomb house.
I do, yeah. That was kind of my baby. After COVID, we had this computer lab that we weren't really using anymore, and I called dibs, and so we renovated it, and now it's our exclusive teen space. So teens can come hang out every day after school and on weekends. We're just closed Mondays for the Honeycomb house. And it's cool. It's filled with video games, gaming computers, crafts, snacks. We had an amazing sponsorship with Save on Foods this year, so they're providing all of our snacks. It's a great place to just hang out and chill and relax after school or on the weekend.
And you do the youth and teen programming as well that goes on every few months?
Yeah, it's so busy, but I love it. It's we have a teen volunteer group. We call it Tic Tac. Mm-hmm. And so I'm in charge of the volunteer group, and the volunteer group helps me plan our Friday night events. So we have Friday night events that are after hours, and so the teens get to take over the library, which is really fun.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I think I've been going to the library for at least once a week since I had my kids.
Amazing.
So going on 13 years, and my daughter just turned 13 in January.
Exciting.
You have no idea how excited she was that she can finally sign up for the teen programs.
Yes. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That's one of our biggest pushes is that anticipation of I can't wait to turn 13 so I can start doing all this cool stuff.
That's exactly how she was. She's like, oh, I'm only 12. So she signed up for the Dungeons and Dragons on the
wonderful.
Saturday. She's pretty excited about it. But we're here for something very specific because you have something coming up at the library in May.
We do. It is our annual Comic-Con. It is our third year running our Library Comic-Con event, and it's on May 2nd, and I'm so excited. Again, this is a little baby of mine that I started this project when I started working at the library about 6 years ago, and I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing.
It's like I said, I've been going a long time, and it seems like it's blossomed from, because we always love to go there on Free Comic Book Day.
Yes.
So you always had a table with stacks of different comic books, and you'd always get to pick a couple. I even asked if I could pick a couple.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it seems like I go in the next year, and it's something a little more is added on. Then next year, something a little more is added on. All of a sudden, you walk down to the basement, the whole basement hallway is full of vendors and everything like that.
Exactly. Yeah, we try to add a little bit more every year. And that's exactly how we started out was when I came on, I was like, we need to start doing Free Comic Book Day. It's such an easy tie-in with reading and literacy and fandom and geek culture. And so, that's how we started off, was just giving away those free comics. And like you said, we get it bigger every year. Our first Comic-Con was supposed to launch in 2020.
Well, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. So I wonder why. I wonder why that didn't happen. So that was a huge disappointment, and it took a couple more years to actually get it off its feet again once we came back. That's this year's the third. We're calling it the third annual Library Comic-Con, because now it's not just free comics. Of course, we'll have free comics, but it's free comics and more. I want to say you want to envision Calgary Comic-Con, but miniaturized.
Miniaturized.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. And Free Comic Book Day, I'm telling you, there's for all age ranges. Stuff that I like to stuff for, little kids who are just maybe even want to look at the pictures.
Exactly.
So I've always seen Disney ones and all that kind of stuff. So there's something for everybody, even on the free comic book part.
I know.
But you said it's kind of like a mini Calgary Expo Comic-Con. And I think the misconception about Comic-Con is that it's just about comics. When really most Comic-Cons, that's one of the smallest portions of them at this point.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
what other things is the library offering?
For sure. Yeah, we have a ton of, I like to call it fandom culture. Whether you love the card games, the comics, the anime, like even last year we had Doctor Who, like that's all like fandom related. So for this year, we have a variety of amazing kind of events for families, teens, all ages. We're going to have a Magic the Gathering card game room, so you can come play Magic the Gathering all day. And that's run by the Cardboard Casket, which is awesome. A local card shop come in and do that with us. We're going to have a video game room, so anyone can come in.
Smash Brothers?
Smash Brothers, you know it. Smash Brothers, there's going to be prizes and like kind of like challenges throughout the day that you can participate in.
Do they get to play in the theater?
Oh, I wish. I know. I really wish. You know what? Like this year, I was so scared we were going to run out of room. I was like, I don't think I can fit this in the library anymore. But we made it. But no, it'll be in a different room. But it'll still going to be pretty awesome. There'll be at least like 4 or 5 consoles.
There's a side note just to hype the library. How many times you can book the theater for free to play Switch? And they have tons of Switch games and lots of controllers. Me and my kids play Smash Brothers and Mario Kart.
It's so fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
No worries. Yeah, so the theater, we have the theater booked. It's going to have our costume contest that people look forward to every year. So that will be in the morning. And then the afternoon, we have a really cool lineup of workshops. So we have a few...
So this is new.
This is new.
Yes.
This is new. So when you go to like Comic-Con, you like in the afternoons and stuff, there's like these what they call panels. And you go and you learn about something, whether it's like learn more about your favorite TV show, meet the actors, learn a new skill, learn, etc. So that's kind of what we're bringing in an element of. So we have some amazing guests coming in who are mostly primarily cosplayers. There is a huge community here in Medicine Hat of especially younger teens who are looking into cosplay, creating their own costumes and doing that. And so we have Winter Lights Cosplay. She's in Drumheller. She's a professional cosplayer. She's won lots of awards. So she's going to teach people how to build foam armor for their cosplay. So if you're like doing like a night suit or like anyone who has like any sort of armor piece, so that'll be super cool. And then we have another local cosplayer, Miss Callie, and she's going to talk about the importance of cosplay and dressing up and how that improves your mental health. And she has a very inspiring story about how like getting into cosplay and fandom and really brought her out of a dark place, which I think it's going to be not a dry eye in that workshop, which is really cool. And then finally we have the owner of So Necessary, Louise. She's a seamstress of 40 years and she makes costumes. And so she's going to come in and do like a very basic, like here's how to make a custom pattern so you can sew your own costume. Because there's not, if you look up like, I don't know, Naruto cosplay, there's not going to be really a specific pattern that you can buy. Sometimes you have to make it from scratch. So she's going to kind of go over the basics of that. So we're really excited to try to test this out this year and see what the interest is. So
it's funny when you mention cosplay, because you know, growing up, especially at that teenage, you're never worried to be outgoing and say you like this certain thing because it might be deemed too, quote, nerdy or geeky. So when you go to these things, there's just the same of you everywhere.
Exactly.
There's so many people that love the same things that you do. It's ridiculous. And trying to get out there is so much more fun.
It's so true. And I do find that like, even though fandom, comics, anime, cosplay has all become a little bit more mainstream these days, I still do find in Medicine Hat that it's still a very kind of like hard to get into community. Like not a lot of people are still willing to be like, hey, I do this, come join me, or like come hang out or whatever. And so like when I moved back here, I grew up here. So when I moved back for this library job, I realized like, I don't know where these people are. Like all my friends had moved away when I came back. And so I was like, where do I find this community of people? So it's been like kind of like working through like the sludge, kind of trying to find these people and kind of bringing them back into the light out of the darkness. And I think it's so important for us to like have a very open awareness, like come together as a community. Like there are other people who like this, like you're not alone. Like this is fun. It's creative. And yeah, I just make new friendships and build that community again.
Any other vendors or tables along the hallway there in the basement?
Yes. So this year we're doing like an artist alley. So if you go to Comic-Con, there's the Artist Valley kind of section where it's all of these like people who
it's like my favorite part of it.
I spend so much money in the Artist Alley. Like I could spend a day in there. So we got a lot of local makers who've signed up. I think we have over 20 local makers.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I know.
It is getting bigger.
It's getting so big. And so, we got like people like you would like think what, like when you go to the farmer's market, like you got that like beautiful like Artist Alley kind of thing. People are going to bring crochet and like.
It is like a geeky.
Like
farmer's market.
Exactly. A geeky farmer's market. Yeah. So very excited to bring this new element as well. And and then of course upstairs is going to be kind of more of our like kid focused area. So we have a superhero themed scavenger hunt. We have free face painting all day, and we have a very fun guest coming. You might know her. Her name is Harley Quinn.
Oh, yes. I was going to ask if anybody special was coming. I think I seen Darth Vader there one year.
Darth Vader was there last 2 years. He was pretty awesome. He's busy this year. But Harley Quinn came up and she said she wants to teach the kids how to make pom-pom blasters.
Oh, cool.
Like a little mischievous craft. That's going to be also upstairs. Really cool for the kids.
And so basically you're saying all ages welcome.
All ages.
There's going to be something for everyone.
Exactly. It's going to be amazing.
And when does it start?
It starts right at 10 a.m. So doors open. We are ready to go. And it will run till 4 o'clock. So it's going to be a full packed day. And we have a kind of a way to trick you in to stay all day because there's going to be a free barbecue.
Oh, nice.
So Save on Foods is going to put on a free barbecue for us from 12 to 3, 12 to 4. I'm not sure. It starts at 12. So now you have no excuse to not be there all day because you can be there at 10 a.m., do your morning stuff, get lunch, come do the afternoon stuff.
Face painting, fun, free food.
Yeah.
Free comic books. Checks all the boxes.
Exactly. Free entry. The only thing that's going to cost you is if the Artist Alley.
If you actually want to buy something
from the vendors.
Well, that sounds like a blast.
I know.
And leading up to this, I kind of asked you what your thing is, and you picked anime.
I did.
So I don't know much about anime. I said I think I've watched Castlevania on Netflix.
Yes.
And does Last Airbender count? That's a no.
It's up for debate.
It's up for debate. So I just Googled some of the most popular animes of all time, and you say which one you'd like better.
Okay.
And we'll see what comes out at the end.
All right.
And I'll probably mispronounce some of this and get yelled at by my daughter. Hunter x Hunter or Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball.
Wait, Dragon Ball or One Piece?
One Piece.
Ooh, One Piece or My Hero Academia?
One Piece.
One Piece or Jujutsu Kaisen?
Oh, I'm going to say Jujutsu Kaisen.
Wait, Jujutsu Kaisen or Cowboy Bebop?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen or Naruto?
Oh, that's hard. I'm going to say Naruto just because that's what I grew up with.
That's what you grew up with? Okay.
Yeah.
Naruto or Demon Slayer? I'm not even going to try to pronounce the next Kimetsu no Yaiba. Was I close?
Sure.
That's a no.
Naruto.
Naruto? Okay. Naruto or Full Metal Alchemist?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Ooh.
If you have not watched Full Metal Alchemist, it's peak. It's amazing.
So now
beyond its time.
The next one then is always number one, it seems like, on every list.
Uh-oh.
Full Metal Alchemist or Attack on Titan?
Ooh. Yeah, I can see why that's number one. But you know what? I'm going to go classic. Full Metal Alchemist. Like, it was made in 2006 and it still stands the test of time.
So Full Metal Alchemist could be for somebody who doesn't even like anime.
Yes.
It's just a show somebody should watch.
The storytelling is amazing.
I might have to watch it.
Yeah.
Now. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. And it's not too kitschy either.
No?
No. Yeah. You'll get sucked in by the story. It's pretty heartbreaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have another one for you.
Uh-oh.
Just because anime was so specific, I'm intrigued by just general fandoms.
Yeah.
General fandoms. So these are some of the most popular ones. These are the ones I love as well the most. Doctor Who. She's or Stranger Things.
Oh, Doctor Who. That's easy.
Doctor Who. Okay. Doctor Who or Supernatural?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who or I know this one's going to be Doctor Who. Game of Thrones.
Doctor Who.
Okay. These ones might get dicey now, I think. We'll see. Okay. These are basically my top 4 favorites are next. Doctor Who or the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Oh. Are we counting it like, can we just say like until Endgame and nothing past Endgame?
How about up until Endgame and then 4 movies after?
Sure, Marvel.
Marvel, okay. So Marvel Cinematic Universe or Harry Potter?
Marvel.
Ooh.
I know.
I thought maybe because the glasses are very Harry Potter-esque that you have.
I know. Harry Potter was, I really didn't get into Harry Potter when I was a teen.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Marvel or Lord of the Rings?
Ooh, my husband's going to hate me, but Marvel.
That's a close one for me.
It is.
I am an uber Lord of the Rings fan, but my favorite, not lots of people's favorites, Marvel or Star Wars?
Star Wars. Yeah.
Raising his hands in victory.
Yes.
That is my favorite thing.
I feel like I always get excited by Star Wars, but I'm not always excited about Marvel. Yeah.
I think even bad Star Wars is good Star Wars.
I agree.
I don't care what people say online.
Like, I am so ready to, like, just go into the theater and bawl my eyes out seeing baby Yoda Grogu? On the big screen. Like, I'm just going to bawl my eyes out.
I'm doing the rewatch already with my kids. I got to get ready for it. All right. So, again, May 2nd is the Library Comic Expo. Comic-Con. Comic Expo's Calgary. Library Comic-Con, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., free face paint for the kids, free comic books, vendors downstairs to look at some art, classes in the theater, a free barbecue. You got to come.
Yeah. What more could you ask for?
What more could you ask for? Thanks for being here, Stephanie.
Thank you so much.